So, wait, I think we're about to be live, but when preparing to live stream the meeting, it says we're live, but I don't have any signal like on that.
It's showing live, John.
It is, but on the YouTube and it isn't. But I have access to like 5 YouTube channels now.
5? What do you do with all those?
Well, they're not all mine. One of them is a con YouTube channel that I was actually like checking links for the con website for the conference coming up at the end of June. Are you registered, Nick, for the virtual con conference?
No, I'm sorry. I need to get around to it. I will.
Well, the registration for you goes up to, well, it went up to 100 million won as of yesterday.
100 million won. Okay, that's affordable.
Yeah, just for you. And then, wait, breaking news. I just checked.
Breaking news.
200 million won, Nick.
200 million now?
Yeah, just for you, but for everyone else, it's still free. So, but
remember, John, it's not a sign-up fee, it's a donation. So let's get that right.
It technically nothing is free because you have to, like even if you say went to arguably, right? If somebody said, well, all right, like you have to have internet access to like watch a virtual conference, right? But there's free internet access at the library. But has anyone heard of no shirt, no shoes, no service, right? So then you have to make sure you have your shirt and your shoes, and you have to have money to buy those just to go to the library to get the free internet.
But if I'm leaving the house, I already gotta have a shirt and shoes on, so that's additional cost.
I'm talking about the people who that would be an additional cost for.
Well, I think you're really extrapolating this beyond all practicality.
I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, nothing is really free.
Wait, John, what's up? How come you don't have your microphone tonight? What's the deal with that?
Oh, you know what? It's actually over here.
Oh, come on. You're just depriving the listeners of proper audio.
Well, you know what? But you're the one like crackling over there. Is that's Tara's here, and it's
okay.
It's 4 a.m. for you, right? And you know what? Like you look great, and Nick is like can't even deal with a 10 p.m. wake up call. I mean, what can I say?
Okay, look, in my defense, John, what I tried to do here. So thank you, Tara, for being up at all hours of the night to do this for us. Very much appreciated. But no, okay, John, I know the last couple of weeks I've had this ridiculous loaner computer from work that has a horrible camera because it was so dark. I'm using my old personal laptop that I was hoping, maybe the camera will be better, which it is. You can see because it doesn't look like I'm sitting in the dark tonight. But because this laptop is old and it sucks, now I'm having other difficulties.
But that's okay. No one needs to hear about your personal laptop issues. But what they do need to hear
the struggle is still real, though.
Yeah, but what they do need to hear is the opening music, Nick.
Okay, all right.
All right, so here we go, everyone.
Welcome to Funniest Part of My Name, a podcast about math and Korean culture, with a side of humor. For information about our podcast, please visit www.johnoaks.com.
And now here are your hosts, Professor 승찬 and Nick.
You know what, Nick? I was actually going to give everyone a surprise update about my website this week, but it was having technical difficulties, just like your laptop. So
no, I don't actually. Okay, in all reality, I don't think my laptop is having technical difficulties. I think it's just a piece of garbage because it's old.
No, well, I mean, I could be sympathetic to that, but I'm not going to be because you had a whole week to get the issue fixed since last show.
Well, now not really, John, because IT at work has my normal laptop and I can't do anything about that.
Well, you know what though? You know what you do, Nick? You just slip them a 20 and then just say, like, can you get my laptop back faster?
20 American dollars or 21?
Well, I mean, what do you really think 21 is going to have any effect?
No, none at all. I have a feeling 20 American dollars won't either.
Oh, well, I bet that wouldn't either, but that's okay. So Tara,
So you're giving me all these bad ideas. Thanks.
I would like to apologize for Nick and his rambling here, but I'm happy to have you on the show tonight.
I am too.
So I know that we have been like encouraging people to find out more about Asian American Cultural Month because it is National Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month here in the United States. And so
John,
this is
I think
great for you to be on the show to close out the month of May with us.
I don't think in the entire time this month, John, that you've mentioned that this is this month that you've said it correctly.
That's not true. Oh, Nick.
You change the wording of it every time.
Well, you know what, Nick? All I can say, if it were me, I would. My thoughts on all of this is that I am not very good at acronyms at all. So if it's NAAPI, like all I know is that there's NAP in there somewhere, and I sometimes need a nap every afternoon, and so I try my best to remember the acronyms, Nick, but I'm not perfect.
It's better than needing a nappy. So
yeah,
that's true.
So Tara, we would like to be more informed about the Universal Asian, and so I would like to have you tell the listeners what the Universal Asian is all about and what people should know and how they go about finding you.
Okay. Try to remember those. So actually, well, it's the first year, so it's officially a year old now. So we launched in 2020. And the Universal Asian it's labeled as a magazine, but it's not really a magazine. So it's kind of a misleading title. But the idea is that people can share. So let me back up. So as an adoptee growing up in Oregon, I grew up in the 80s. There were no Asian role models that I could look up to really. And I think I escaped the US because of that. And I ended up in Japan for a number of years. But even living in Japan, I still didn't have any role models per se because they didn't understand my way of thinking with culture and even with looks. I don't look Japanese. And I didn't go to Korea just because Japan was more easily accessible and I had studied the language. So I ended up there. And then I became an English language teacher and started traveling the world. And I kind of came across people who were either also adoptees or they were Asians who weren't really Asian. They didn't feel Asian. And so I started working from home, of course, from 2020 joy. And I thought, well, I need to do something because I was getting tired of just teaching English and being in the classroom. And I started looking at what kind of was out there. And this concept of the Universal Asian is kind of just followed me around because when I would travel to other Asian countries, everyone thought I was from that country. And so I thought I kind of missed my calling as being an English teacher, and I should have been like a spy because everybody would go to Thailand and they'd start speaking to me in Thai, and I just look at them like, what say to me? So the Universal Asian became kind of a thing. So I thought, well, let's take that and see what I can do. And I started getting on, I'm not big on social media, I kind of avoid it. And so I started finding people doing different things, whether they were adoptees or hyphenated Asians. And but it's kind of hard to find all of the different activities. So I thought I could try to find a way to bring them all together. And I started doing that as interviews and getting people to contribute different pieces that they would want to share, whatever it was, whether it was their life story or whether it was their work, anything. We just wanted to start bringing people together so that people could find what other people were doing. So that kind of created the magazine aspect of it, but we didn't want to do themes. We talked about doing different themes, and just by the nature of startup, it was hard to make sure that we could always get contributions in time based on themes. And I'm a little bit like, I like things to just happen organically and not so, I don't know, focused.
Yeah, no, and that's how this show happens every week until Nick goes and ruins something. So like, I tried to get some organic like conversation here, and every week Nick like has planned his joke of the week all week, and I tell him don't come on the show with anything pre-planned, and then Nick has been planning that joke of the week every week.
Because you tell me every week that I need to come prepared with a joke of the week.
So I get that, Tara. There's always difficult
people
setup like Nick in your way, and you're trying to put out a good product there and a great website.
What do you mean? She does put out a good product. So don't say that I'm in the way.
Yeah.
Clearly I'm
blame you.
Yeah. So you know, like I would say that maybe one of your next like articles or features could be watch out for this guy named Nick ha ha ha.
Oh my.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the
that'll be the title.
With a big wanted poster with his face on it. You know, watch out for this guy.
John, I'm gonna be an international criminal by the time this episode is finished.
Oh, that's okay.
Is it? For who?
Don't worry, you won't be worth very much because we can't afford anything.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
relieving.
I think you'll be one of those those prisoners that may or may not get released, Nick, you know, but that's okay.
What's the crime?
Well, I would say that there's a lot of it, a lot of crime involved somewhere. Like, I mean, we can't really see what might be going in that background because of that like big blob of light in the one corner and the big dark hallway in the other. So there could be something going on. I'm just going
for contrast here, John. Trying to balance out. It's the yin and the yang of this room.
So Tara, what would you say is? Well, I don't know how the numbers stack up, but maybe one of the best features of the past year on the Universal Asian. What would you say is the one feature that everyone for the first time as a first-time visitor might want to check out?
Oh, that's a tough question. Part of the it's a tough question because part of the problem is that people go onto the site, it's being redesigned because even though it was started out as a magazine, it's kind of morphed into a database. So I now describe it as the Google for the Asian diaspora. And so when you go onto it, it's categorized by imported Asians, hyphenated Asians, commentaries. It looks like a magazine, but it's not really. So probably if you're just interested in reading the articles, we have loads of just kind of really interesting interviews and contributions from people with their artwork and music. But what I have found like the most fun or kind of the best part are the online events that we've been doing.
What's an example of one of these online events, Tara?
Yeah, so we did a 5-part series starting in January on mental health talks. So we got 3 life coaches or holistic coaches, relationship coaches to come on and talk about different themes. I think we did on grieving, how to be your authentic self, giving permission to be angry or to be whoever you want to be. And so we had people kind of follow us through that series. And then I started a new branch called the Universal Asian Voices. And so we had Empress Han on releasing her new poetry album. And we just recently had Tim Thornton come on, who is a Korean adoptee who's trying to restore his Korean citizenship from Washington State. So we're kind of always just expanding and always looking for new ideas and everything. So there's basically nothing that people can't talk about or can't do, is in my opinion, within the laws.
Yeah, so you're really falling into, you know, the title namesake of the program and
Yeah.
you know, universal, with not just the, you know, the different kind of, well, as I don't know if it's right to say, categories of Asian people that you describe, but the content as well, because there is just content of all different shapes and sizes and walks that apply to all of these people that you are effectively representing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're trying to do.
And you know, Tara, the story about the Korean adoptee regaining his citizenship in the journey, that's how I actually found out about you and thought that I would love to have you on this show and have you tell all of our listeners about the Universal Asian. And I know that me and you know, Nick, both of us, we know a lot of Korean adoptees, and I think that this is something that is very helpful for Korean Americans and Korean American adoptees to especially know about, because it's really, I think, when I went through this past month, and I don't remember what I say from like minute to minute, let alone week to week, but you know, like I have been commenting for at least like the last week and a half, that it's really sometimes like a roller coaster ride full of emotion when one news story you hear is about an Asian American hate crime, but the next one is BTS had the #1 hit again. You know, so like where do you sort of intersect the stories of, well, you know, like I want to go and get my BTS Happy Meal at McDonald's, and I can't because there's 16 cars in front of me at the other night there were 16 cars in front of me at about 1 a.m. in the morning at a McDonald's, and I have waited about 2 minutes and the cars haven't moved. So I'm predicting, well, it's probably going to be like at least a half an hour wait. And I said, for a BTS meal at 1 a.m. in the morning, like, who are these BTS fans that want these chicken McNuggets at 1 a.m. in the morning? And so I have all of this, like, well, I want this BTS meal and all of this hype about that. And then I get another story about a hate crime. So like, where do you put these things together? Like either like the world needs to say like, hey, like we can all live together and we can start like coexisting, or else like we're going to take your BTS mail away. Like, is this what it's come down to? Is that it's like a kindergarten class, like that adults have to have their BTS meal taken away from them before they behave? Like, I don't know. Like, what is this going to be? Like a repeat? I feel like the BTS sauces right now it's going to be a repeat of the Szechuan sauce, like from the 1990s, and they're going to end up on eBay one day. So like, Nick, don't get any ideas because, like I'll tell you that
Any ideas like what?
Well, buying all the BTS sauces and selling them on eBay for money in 10 years from now.
Figuring out how you can pay for your con membership.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I mean, I didn't think about that, but now that I have the idea.
Well, Tara, I really appreciate you giving the listeners and us a great introduction to
thank you.
the Universal Asian, but I know that it's time for a short break now, but after that, I promised you that the trivia would not be difficult today, and it won't be about math at all. But
wait, not difficult for who?
Well, for Tara. Because I already promised you extra very difficult trivia. And actually, the trivia topic for you today, Nick, it starts with things you almost certainly didn't know.
That sounds like every week.
Well, I mean, it's actually in the title this week, Nick.
Okay.
So,
all right.
What can I say? But it is time for a break, so
okay.
I'll let you go and get your thinking cap on, Nick, because you might need it for this really very difficult trivia.
No, I'm conceding already. I decided to leave it on the sidelines.
I mean, the prize is actually very good this week.
It doesn't matter. I'm not getting it.
Well, that's okay. So.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. All right. So, but you know what the prize is this week, Nick? Free registration to the con conference.
It's free anyways. Don't.
No, because like the loser of this week's trivia will have to make a 300 million won donation to con.
Now it's 300 million.
Well, no, that's just for losing the trivia.
So the additional 200 million from the beginning of the show is compounded to that.
Yeah, why not?
It's incremental. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, and this is partially a show about math, so I think that after the break, you can tell everyone a little bit about compound interest, also.
Well, I'm gonna have to get some lending to be able to pay all this off.
Yeah. All right. So it's time for a break, everyone. So
I need a break, John.
We'll be back, and Tara will be back. I don't know what Nick will be doing, but it's definitely time for a break.
Thank you for listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
So, Tara, I wanted to make sure that, like I said, that this wouldn't be very difficult for you. So,
John, it doesn't matter. Like you practically give the guests the answers anyways. The relative difficulty is just irrelevant.
Well, that's okay. I mean, so since I know that you are in France, Tara, today's trivia is just about France. So it's pretty simple. So
is it about France for me too, John, or is it something?
Yes, it definitely is, Nick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you'll be able to get these.
No, you don't. Oh, Tara will. I have confidence in that.
I think that you'll be able to get these correct. So, Tara, I'll let you pick first. So would you like to go first, or would you like Nick to go first?
You just said that she's gonna go first, and now you're asking her.
No. Like I'll let Tara pick who should go first.
I'll go first. I'll get it over with. So, it's like ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, like I said, this won't get too much harder than this one here. But Tara, this is your first question. What is the capital of France?
Paris.
Oh yeah, that's correct. So that's 500 points. So right from the beginning.
That's the win right there, actually. Because there's no way that he's going to allow me to get any more than that.
what does what I mean? Do you really think that that's true, Nick? Like
I do. Yes, my past experience on previous episodes has taught me exactly that.
Why is my computer like my browser is like doing weird things right now? It's like sort of
Oh, come on, John.
yeah, but
I thought you got
my trivia actually is frozen, so I don't
Oh,
actually
that's an
know.
automatic win.
Well, yeah, it seems like
it was going to be anyways. So
well,
actually,
I mean,
this is helpful because it prevents me from having to go through the torture of it all.
yeah, but I don't know if that why you would think this is torture, Nick. Like it oh here it is. I
Oh,
think
Oh, shame.
I almost
I
got away
think
with
that
it.
I actually
Come on, John. Let's just cut the commercial.
well I know like I think that this is important for this very very important, Nick. I
For
mean,
what? The educational value of the show?
yeah, I know. Like why not?
I
So
all right, fine. You make a good point
yeah,
with that.
I don't know why you would think that um this would be a fraud. So Nick, did
Never.
you know that in France, under French law, that you can commit intellectual infidelity?
This
So,
doesn't sound like a trivia question.
so intellectual infidelity means that infidelity can be intellectual as well as physical. In other words, excessive smoking, playing too much soccer, spending too much time with a local bishop, and phone sex can all be grounds for divorce. So,
Okay.
in what year did a French court grant a divorce to a husband on the grounds of the intellectual infidelity of his wife?
What year?
Yes.
Meaning like it only happened one time?
Yeah, because like you can commit intellectual infidelity, but there hasn't been really another time that the French court has actually issued or granted a divorce because of it. So
it's
in
only
what year
happened
did
one
this
time.
divorce occur?
1982.
Oh, so close. 1986. So that's minus 500 points, Nick.
Oh, wow, how about that?
Tara, so now
Tara already had by 1,000 total.
This is your
John, where's the stamp?
well, it's minus the 500 to a positive 500.
Where's the stamp? The negative 500
Well,
stamp.
it will come. I mean,
oh,
yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have it at the ready.
Well, that's okay. So
everything's always okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. I mean, it's I feel like this isn't that bad. So Tara, who is the president of France?
I think it's Macron, but
this was a daily bonus question, so that's a 10,000 points. So very good, Tara. So,
but did you know that they have a prime minister and a president here?
Oh yeah, yes.
I just recently realized that, which is really bizarre. Yeah, see.
I think that's yeah, it is bizarre, but I feel like Nick he needs some some harder questions here. So Nick, here's your next question. So in France, it is possible with the permission of the president to marry a dead person. Did you know that, Nick?
Only the permission of the president, not the prime minister?
Yes, according to the law here.
Oh, okay.
So
I just want to make sure I'm keeping inventory of this.
Yeah, so this actually originated when the fiance of a man killed after a dam burst in the town of was it Fréjus applied to the then president Charles de Gaulle to carry through the couple's marriage plans and was granted permission. So, okay, so Nick, listen carefully to the question though.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, so when, meaning what decade did this happen?
Okay, what decade? All right, this is doable. All right, so Charles de Gaulle was the president that okayed it. So de Gaulle, I know, he was in office. At least during.
Sorry, Nick.
What?
I'll give you. All right, I'll give you. Like okay. I'll give you a break and give you a guess, but you almost went over time there. So.
Well, then where's the timer? You need to show me the timer so I know.
Well, you know what, Nick?
You have to display the shot clock, John.
I can't show you the timer. This is a podcast, Nick.
Yes, you can. You can populate it in the corner somewhere. All right. Anyways,
if somebody just listening to us, they wouldn't be able to see the timer, so they might think it's rigged anyway.
You could count down verbally. I don't know, John. All right. Enough of this.
They can't hear me.
All right. Enough of this ridiculous nonsense. Okay. I guess decade. 1940s.
So close, the 1950s. And since that was a daily triple problem, Nick, that's minus 30,000 points.
Okay, so, how about it?
Yeah.
I think this is an unsurmountable deficit.
So close, Nick. So
yeah.
Here's your next question, and this will be a pretty easy one. So what is you don't seem like you think it's going to be so easy, Nick.
Well, no, I do think that it is going to be fairly straightforward because it's Tara's question. If it was mine, then I would be genuinely laughing.
Yeah,
because of the ridiculousness.
So now, Tara, in France, what side of the road do you drive on, the right or the left side of the road?
Right, the same as America.
Oh, yes, that's right, Tara. Absolutely. Wow. So that's another 50,000 points for you. So Nick,
50,000 for that.
Yeah, Nick. Now here is your next question, and I'll give you an easy one because I really wanted to.
What a gift.
Well, no, I thought that I would maybe give you like this one, since you're a male, like this one will be easy for you. So did you know, Nick, that during the late 16th and 17th centuries in France, male impotence was considered a crime, as well as legal grounds for divorce. So men accused of impotence by their wives were required to demonstrate evidence to the contrary by standing to attention, then ejaculating before an expert panel of clergymen and physicians.
John, what kind of rating does this show have to? My goodness.
Oh no, like I'm only talking about but you have to think about this, Nick. This happened in the 16th and 17th centuries.
Yeah, okay.
So things were quite different back then.
Yeah, there was no Viagra, so you couldn't bypass the system. Yeah. Okay, so all right, that's
so.
I don't know if I needed to know all this.
Okay, so Nick, since you think this is a little bit obscene, well, so did the French. In what year was this practice declared obscene and banned?
Why is it always a date answer for the questions you ask me?
Well, but you even said yourself, Nick, that this seemed a little explicit, and even the French people agreed at one point that it was, because
totally doesn't answer my question, but
banned at one point, and I just want you to tell me what year, and it will be worth 100 million points, so you could catch up right now.
Exact.
You could redeem yourself.
No, pretty slim here. All right, exact year, John?
Yes, the exact year. I won't even make you name the exact day or the exact time. I just want the year.
Oh, thank goodness you're saving me the burden of that.
Yep, the burden, yes.
1812.
Oh, so close. 1677.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty easy one, but I can't believe that you missed it, Nick.
I can't believe it either.
Yeah,
Disappointed.
I mean,
Yeah, I am
yeah,
too.
yeah. I don't think that you are very good at trivia,
It's
but
been established. I'm pretty sure anyone who's watched at least one episode prior to tonight already knows that.
there is one interesting thing that I found when I was doing the research for this trivia that I didn't know. A person who can speak French fluently is known as a francophone.
Francophone.
No, according to this website, it says francophone. But I mean, if you want to say francophone, then
John,
that's okay too.
Okay, this is just another one of these completely groundless websites that you use to do your research for the show.
Well, I think that some of these things. Did you know April Fool's Day originated in France after the nation started following the Gregorian calendar?
Is that an April Fool in itself?
Well, it might be. And did you know that it is estimated that 94% of French children know their English is their second language?
94%.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty high percentage.
That is pretty high. But okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I would say is one of the things that, oh, well, this one I didn't know. Like, it is illegal to kiss on railways in France.
Wow.
So,
wow, I was totally planning to do that next month, but now no.
You were? Well, you know what, Nick? I would highly recommend not doing that. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe the good side for you, Nick, is they might have free Wi-Fi if you get caught and taken to the slammer.
So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're going to take away my electronic devices. So I think it's irrelevant.
Yeah, but I would say though, maybe I take back what I said earlier, because maybe there is a way to get complimentary Wi-Fi, and it is to get yourself thrown in prison, because they'll give you your orange jumpsuit there, so you don't even have to worry about no shirt, no shoes, no service, because you get your prison uniform and you get some hot meals, and they might give you complimentary Wi-Fi once in a while.
But I have no device to use the Wi-Fi.
Oh, I mean, like you clean up the prison yard, and then they give you a dime and you put it in the little slot, and then the computer turns on for half an hour.
Oh, so somehow this computer runs on a coin slot, but it has wireless internet connectivity.
Well,
you sound very informed there.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. And like I visited the Jackson prison a couple of times, so I've seen these places, where Kwame Kilpatrick was at and Jack Kevorkian was at, like some big names and big time crime. So,
John, you should get yourself incarcerated so you can actually do sort of a witness research project from the inside.
Because I don't want to do that. Like, why would I do that? Like, if I wanted to go into a prison regularly, Nick, you know what I would do? I would just walk up to the prison and say, well, all right, can I teach your prisoners some math? Like, can I teach volunteer math classes here? And you know what? They might let me.
Actually, John, give it a try. I want to see if it works.
Yeah, well, I actually know some people who teach math in prisons, and they don't seem to have nearly as many complaints as you do every week. So, I mean, what can I say?
I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
Well, Tara, I have great news.
Yes.
So you're the winner of this week's trivia. So I don't think that was very difficult. So, like I said, that you get a complimentary registration to the conference this
Nice.
week. And now
Yay.
Nick has to pay his 300 million won.
Plus the additional 200 million from the beginning of the show. So I owe 500 million won. I owe $500 million won.
Nice.
Well, that's okay, Nick. I mean, I
Sure.
don't think that it's really, you can afford that because you have your new home coming, and
Actually, isn't that the exact reason why I can't afford it?
well, no, like if you have a new home.
Yeah, that means I'm spending all this money on the house.
No, like to
It's reverse
celebrate,
logic.
like with your philanthropist mood, Nick, that to celebrate your new home instead of like just keeping the new home all for yourself, you continue to give.
So I don't understand what you're trying.
Tara, like wouldn't you say that like that's how most people operate? Like normal people, they're kind and caring and giving, and that just because they moved into a new home, that doesn't stop them from being kind and caring and giving.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, what I'm getting out of this is that you're saying Nick is not normal.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that's okay, Nick, but it is time for a commercial break here. So after
Good.
the
I'm glad
break,
you made so much sense right now.
we'll talk a little bit about the news of the week and get Tara and Nick's opinion on some of the big stories of the week. So here's the
Thank God trivia is over.
yeah, you lost again, Nick. So
what else is new?
But that's okay. What a time to be alive.
Thank you for listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
Oh, the struggle is real. All right. So
feels very real to me.
I feel a little bit bad because I didn't start out this week with my shout out to the student of the week, Nick, like I have been the last couple of weeks. So here is and like this is a person who I think is very, very of course kind and generous.
You're really just rubbing in this kind, generous, philanthropic thing pretty badly.
Well, this article or in this student is a student in the class of 2021 at the University of Virginia. So a student, John Gomez. So John is a master's student in the University of Virginia School of Data Science and works as a software engineer, but he fuels his passion for music through Argentinian tango and volunteering with the Charlottesville Municipal Band. So I think that this is a great guy, and as part of volunteering with the Charlottesville Municipal Band, he is helping people to see how they can love math and music simultaneously. And so I think that's a great story, actually, that he feels the need to use his skills to like volunteer like that, Nick, and give back to the community. So congratulations to you, John Gomez, for your graduation from the University of Virginia School of Data Science, and I wish you the best of luck and continue to do great things and continue to give back to the community, because people like you are needed in today's world. And just again, congratulations. And if somebody at the University of Virginia wants to get us his information and get him on the show, we'd love to have John tell us his story himself.
Yes, let's get him on here.
Yes.
John, you keep propping all these outstanding students. I think you need to get one on eventually.
Well, Nick, it will happen. Don't worry.
Well, I'm not going to hold my breath on it.
Well, what can I say, Nick? I
Nothing.
have some
Nothing
great
needs to be said.
news. I have some great news
Okay.
for you this week.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll make me feel better.
Well,
trivia hurt me pretty bad.
well, you know what? This is one that you like rap music, right, Nick?
I wouldn't say I'm the biggest rap fan, but I can appreciate all forms of music, including rap and hip hop.
Tara, do you like rap music? Or do you have any favorite rappers? Or
we
Nick,
having connection issues. I can't tell.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Did you ask me a
No,
question?
I'm just asking if you like rap music or knew any rappers that Nick might need to know about.
Do I know what you need to know about? I doubt it.
Whatever that means.
I'm more of a Celine Dion, Whitney Houston kind of girl.
Oh, well, I like Whitney Houston, but somebody I know, I'm not very good at names and faces and things like that. But you know, like I last year, well, actually, it was almost like a year and a half ago now, I made a parody of a Whitney Houston song.
Wait, what? How come I haven't seen this?
Well, you know what, Nick? What I'll do right now for you, Nick, is I will sing it live on the air.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, why not? Because I feel
I can't wait for this.
Yeah, because it's a parody. You know, do you know the great hit? What's Love Got to Do with It?
That's Tina Turner.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh my!
No.
That's it, John. I'm dropping off this call. I'm done.
No,
I can't believe you just made that mistake.
No, but hold on. That's
we're
not the song. This is why I said I'm not very good at names, right? Because it wasn't even the right person or the right song. Because this is almost like the time when I almost said that Eminem sang what's that song, like Country Fried or Chicken Fried Rice or something, or what's the name of that song? I have no idea.
Saying, John?
But,
John, nobody knows what you're saying,
talking
including
about
you.
Like I want to dance with somebody.
Okay, that's a Whitney song. Finally,
of course.
That one. Like I'm not.
So you're gonna sing that right now?
Well, I mean, I have nothing.
I mean, clock strikes upon the hour.
Yeah, why not, Nick? Here, you seem to know it.
The sun begins to fade.
Nick, why don't you give us your best Whitney Houston?
No way, not a chance.
Like, what is it, Nick? Click clock.
What?
All right, Tara, what is your most favorite Whitney Houston song?
Oh, I think it's not a classic. It's Unashamed. It's one of the later ones that she did.
That's a good one. I said, I'm not very good at names of songs or names of people and matching them together, but what I remember, like if somebody jogs my memory, like I would remember that song, but I would think, Nick, what is your favorite Whitney Houston song?
Trying to think the one that I probably know the most lyrics.
Just sing it.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, start
No,
singing.
you guys are not baiting me into this. I know John too long. This is not my first rodeo.
Well, but that's okay. I mean, it's like everyone really, I think, wants to.
Well, okay, John, you know what? Despite all of the ridicule and how much you put me on the spot on this show and how much you completely embarrass me every week in the trivia section, despite all of it, no matter what, I will always love you.
Well, you know what? That's okay, Nick.
And John, I have nothing if I don't have you.
Well, that's okay, Nick. Yep, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, I can speak in Whitney lyrics all night.
So, you know what, Nick? I think that next week I will sing the song "What a Time to Be Alive."
By who? You?
Well, no, because there are a lot of people who have had titles of "What a Time to Be Alive."
Oh, good.
Yeah, like what, Drake and Future, right? Have you heard of them? That group? Or Amy Allen?
I know who they are. I've never heard the song.
Yeah, or let's see.
John, I thought you had some Korean current events to cover.
Well, I do, but
well,
you.
I want to hear those. I don't want to hear about.
Well, this was related to Korean events, but I was trying to see if you knew about rapping first, but you don't. But anyway, rapper B.I. Do you know B.I.?
No.
Rapper B.I. is dropping his first solo album in June since quitting Icon.
Wait, is this a Korean rapper?
Yeah, rapper B.I., a former member of Icon, will release his first solo album on June 1st. So that's greater, like, I guess just hours, less than
in France,
away here.
In France,
yeah,
they're already there.
You can already get it. So it's
same in Korea.
Project since leaving the boy band in 2019 after admitting to smoking marijuana in 2016. Yeah.
The shame.
So B.I.'s new agency, IOK Company by 131 label, announced when was it, like about a week and a half ago or so, a list of tracks that will be included on the rapper's new album Waterfall. So if anyone wants to listen to some Korean rap music by somebody who was caught smoking marijuana in 2016, the music hits today.
That's the dream.
Yeah. I mean, wait, so there's your Korean rap music update, Nick.
Thank you. I didn't know I wanted that tonight, but I did.
Yeah, I mean, now you have a new rapper to go check out. B.I. I mean, I don't know what to say, but I mean,
you don't have to say anymore. You've said more than enough.
Well, I mean, we could talk about BTS again, but I mean,
But what?
I mean, the BTS meal, I mean, people do seem to love it.
But you have to wait. What you're saying is you have to wait a long time, though, if you really want it.
Well,
that's what I'm hearing.
You know what, though, Nick? Stewart brought chicken McNuggets over this week, but he didn't ask for the BTS meal, so they didn't give him the BTS sauces.
Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense.
You have to ask specifically for the BTS meal, or else you just...
Why would you not? I mean, it's not the default.
Well, it should be the default.
Well,
I mean,
I
why
don't
wouldn't
know.
it be?
Pen a letter to McDonald's and complain about it. Start a petition. I'll sign it.
You know what, Nick? I don't think that your name on a petition would really make that much of a difference to McDonald's. But if I could get somebody like Tara and somebody like, say, Bill Gates to sign it, maybe those two would have a difference. But you, Nick, no.
Oh well, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? So Tara.
Yeah.
So before we go to the last break here and come back for Nick's final joke of the week, can you just maybe tell listeners where to find the Universal Asian and any other last words before everyone just gets steamrolled by Nick's final joke here?
You make it sound like people are going to get killed by this joke. Like any last words before you get steamrolled by Nick's joke?
Well, I mean,
what's with all this implied violence, John?
I'm
not implying violence.
The way you word it certainly sounds that way.
Well, Tara, I'll let you give the listeners what they tuned in for tonight.
So you can find the Universal Asian at theuniversalasian.com or on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, pretty much everywhere. So please subscribe, join, follow us. Most stuff happens on Instagram and Facebook. And reach out, please, if you want to contribute something or collaborate on anything. Totally open for discussion.
Well, thank you again, Tara.
Yes, thank you
for being on. Yeah, we really enjoyed this. I did, at least. And
I did too. And for especially considering that it is probably an hour that you should be getting some sleep. Extra thank you for calling in and joining us from the middle of the night.
No worries. I used to it.
And Nick, you know what? To thank Tara, you should give Khan an extra 100 million won in Tara's honor.
Yeah, please.
600 million won.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, let me just write a check.
Yeah, just write the check, Nick, or say like, I'm just going to leave you my new house, like in my will as a final donation. Right, that's something that they probably take property as donations.
I think next year you could actually host the conference at your new house.
Actually, that would be great.
No, they already said it's going to be in Denver.
Well, that's what they say, but like, they said that everyone meet there, and then you.
No, come on, John. You can't just take that away. I was expecting to go next year and get that Rocky Mountain High.
Everyone will meet in Denver, and then you'll fly them on your private jet back to Michigan, and then for a few days, and at the end of the conference, they get flown back to Denver.
Well, I suppose I better start putting my money together to buy this plane.
Yeah.
Because I still haven't purchased it yet.
Well, I mean, maybe you just get a helicopter and then put a helicopter landing pad on the top of your.
It's a long ride, though. A helicopter ride between Michigan and Colorado.
Then do a drone or something. I mean,
a drone.
A drone. I mean, if you want to be cheap about it, I mean, like, what can I say, Nick? But
if I want to be really cheap about it, I'll pay for a tour bus ride for everybody.
Well, yeah, you're probably gonna get the mega bus and then do it on the first day when it's only like $1.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. Considering I'm not going to have any money after I donate the 600 million won.
Yeah. All right, so I hope you're ready for your final joke, Nick, because it's coming up right after.
I hope you're ready, John.
Thank you for listening to Funny is Part of My Name. We'll be back with more right after this break.
All right, Nick, so what is your final joke of the week?
John, did you hear about the burglar who broke into a house and stole the owner's limbo stick?
Oh, I thought this was going to be like a Hamburglar joke, like because I was talking about McDonald's earlier.
No.
So,
Well, I mean, the Hamburglar could be the culprit. I'm not sure. The case is still open.
I don't know. I don't think I've heard of anything like this because I don't think my news source, I think I listen to more reputable news sources than you. So I don't think I've heard of this.
No.
Tara,
anything on your end?
Nope, never heard of it.
I mean, well, the marquee part about it, John, is it's really like a not a very high class crime. It's sort of like a bottom of the bucket kind of crime to bust into someone's home and steal the limbo stick. So, I mean, really, you just have to ask yourself, how low can you go?
You've been listening to Funniest Part of My Name.
Wait, are you playing the commercial break in the background already?
Like, that's it. Nope.
Well, I mean, like, what can I say? Like, how low can you go? Well, you know what, Nick? I think that you've taken all-time lows to all new height.
Well, hey, as long as I'm getting somewhere with it.
Well, I mean, what can I say? You want to go a mile high? That's what you're gonna get, Nick.
John, I'm just the best at being the worst.
Well, that's something.
Exactly.
That really is something.
I take a little pride in it.
Yeah, I guess I'll give you credit for taking pride in being the worst, Nick.
The best at being the worst.
Yeah, and Tara takes pride in being the best because the Universal Asian is the best new website that I've.
Well, is it really that new though?
It really is. Like the Universal Asian is the best new website that
it's not that new, John.
I've heard about.
Then that's new and you've heard about.
To him.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
To him.
Exactly. That makes it.
Well, then that begs the question, John. Where the hell have you been?
Well,
not paying attention to it.
Well,
all this time.
All I can say, Nick, is that your hijinks have distracted me.
Hijinks.
Like to getting to the real, meat of the world and the real important things like the Universal Asian.
Oh, John.
We didn't have so many hijinks on the show. We could have had Tara on the show earlier.
I'm so glad your indoor sunglasses are allowing you to see everything in living color.
This is like a brand new world to me. Yeah. With these brand new glasses, Nick.
I hope so.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Tara. It's wonderful having you on.
It's great.
And Nick, your joke was worse than usual, but that's okay, Nick.
Okay.
And I hope that everyone has a great week.
You've been listening to Funniest Part of My Name. Please visit www.johnoaks.com for resources and recordings from past episodes.